Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
This week, the Dave and Juan studio is being painted. They don't pay me enough to come in live and inhale those obnoxious fumes. So, we're phoning this one in. Let's just call it remote work. And speaking of things that make you dizzy if you're around them too much, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
A big 1.
Woohoo!
Hello, America. How you doing? Hope it's good. We're good. We think. We'll tell you about it. We are back, and you are
You're welcome.
Absolutely welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this right here is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those of you that are availing yourself to the video, I got a different backdrop today, man.
Yeah. It's kind of threw me for a second.
It is. It's like it's the curtains. I'm in our dining room right now, so we've been having the entire upstairs of our home, which is where my home office is.
Yeah.
We had it refloored a month ago. Now it's being painted, and everything's all over the place. And I'm just I'm discombobulated. Juan. And then when you take the upstairs of a house and you have to totally, basically empty it into your downstairs.
Oh, dude, you had to carry stuff downstairs.
Right now there is. I'm not gonna turn this camera around, Juan, but I am looking at mountains of clothes from the closets up there. Right.
Yeah.
So the sound ought to be good in this room. I've got a lot of dead.
You got a lot of cushioning, a lot of stuff absorbing.
Right, but I'm just realizing that if I have to do any work videos this week, I don't think this is my backdrop. I don't think I got dropped into the jungle room at Graceland.
Yeah, man, it does look. Yeah, I like that. This looks like a fancy eating room.
It is. Yeah. Normally these if I open the shades behind, the curtains behind me, it would just be the blinds. But then it's you get that big white thing behind. Anyway, so those of you that are just listening to the audio, like I don't give a crap what it looks like, man. Just but there you go. If I cough a bit, it's because there are some fumes in this house right now, Juan.
Well, I would imagine.
So water, I don't know if it's called water-based stuff, but when they're painting the regular walls, it's fine.
That's easy stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You smell paint, right? It's like paint smells good.
Yeah.
It's when, and they warn you, it's when they start doing the trim, the baseboards.
Because you probably go with oil based on that because it's more durable.
Correct.
And baseboards and
the
things
doors.
like that.
See, my wife went crazy here. If it had been me, I guess I shouldn't say, that's always a way to throw blame somewhere else. If it would have been me, it was me. I signed off on everything, but to me the doors are fine. They're just white doors. I mean, white,
But it's what gets your doors get touched, your doors get bumped into.
So they did oil base, for, on all the doors, all the trim, all the closets have shelves.
Dang, man, y'all going out into it.
Bro, she lost her mind. Closet. She 100. Yeah, we're painting closets, Juan, inside of closets.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Okay, well, I wouldn't do it again. But there you go. And like I said, first few days starts off okay, and then when they whoop out that oil-based stuff.
Well, because then oil takes a long time to dry too.
Yeah, and those of you that have done this out there, you're like, yeah, cry me a river. And I've done back in the old days. I've done a lot of painting, and then we always had oil based though. Growing up, I think like water based stuff or like non-oil based. Isn't that like a relatively the last couple 3 decades? Because it seemed to me when we were growing up, everything was oil based.
I've not done a lot of oil, thankfully. Mostly like quarter rounds and stuff like that, or if I've changed or repainted, but I end up doing that outside and then just tacking it.
So if we were doing a full sensory podcast for you right now, we would be piping in the smell of think like kilts stain or that kind of stuff. That just kind of stays in the back of you. But And right before we came on, that's why we were just a little. We didn't timestamp this one. We are actually we're taking full advantage of Juan being retired.
Exactly, man.
But I don't know what that says about me.
I've already done a lot today.
I don't know what that says about me that, you had to retire to be able to do a morning podcast. This is Monday morning. I just had stuff going on yesterday afternoon, and I realized, okay, I'm discombobulated anyway. I'm doing work.
Yeah. I went and visit my dad. This morning I got up and, went and washed my car and vacuumed my car and, paid a few bills. And, while I was waiting for you, I was cleaning out my Chat GPT chats. And
oh, that's so funny. Yeah, well, there you go. First day, not your first day of retirement, but your first Monday at home.
It's my first day that my wife's back at work. So
mine as well. She was out the door this morning at 6 a.m.
She left about 6:30.
And I got to be honest with you, man. Again, because I'm whatever it is that I do, it's feast or famine. I'm either morning to late night travel or right. I mean, sometimes my weekend happens on a Tuesday, right? I got stuff right. You just got stuff you got to do on the Saturday. You got stuff you got to do on the Sunday, whether it's work or travel or so. If I didn't have contractors showing up in my house, I'd have been, I'd have slept in a little bit more. But we're all good. All right. Sorry for complaining, everybody. But if Juan, if you see me go down, it's the fumes that are getting to me.
I believe you, man.
And but you had
I just got back from Cancun.
Nice, man. Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, I had a great trip. It was a lot of fun. Really liked the resort we stayed at. A lot of people don't speak English. Some, most do. I took advantage of when they'd say "Hola," I'd say "No habla español." I wanted to be at that point.
Even though my name is Juan.
Yeah. Our shuttle driver, when we first got there. Well, first of all, I've never experienced this. So you're walking through the airport in Cancun, and even the rental car places are basically, they've got hawkers where they're standing there waving you in to rent a car from them.
Seems like something you would have taken care of before you.
That's what I'm saying. And I said, hey, we got transportation. Then you get outside and it's all the taxi people or all the tour people. And it's like, I got it, man. I'm good. Got my we arranged our transportation.
Was it you stayed at what is all inclusive?
All inclusive, yeah.
What's the name of it? My wife was like, oh, I want to do one of those.
Breathless.
I'm not going to anything called Breathless. Sorry.
No, I know it's kind of weird, but no, it's there's several of them all around.
So tell me something. Hang on. So is it similar to Sandals?
Yeah. This one's owned by Hyatt.
Okay.
There's one next door called Secrets, which is also a little creepy.
Wait. So the resort is called Breathless, and the one next to it is called
Breathless Cancun Riviera.
And the other one's called Secrets.
Secrets, yeah. But there are a lot of both of those, and just like sandals. There's sandals all over the place.
Well, sandals. The only thing I've said this before. The thing about sandals is from their commercials. Apparently, you need to pass some kind of review. Some body type review before they'll let you.
Really?
If you're looking at look at those sandals commercials, but you ain't gonna find any body fat in.
Well, let me tell you something. They don't have that at Breathless. And
Breathless means what everybody does when they go up the stairs over there. Like, man, I can't catch my breath.
There, I saw more behinds in thongs that didn't belong to be in thongs. There were a couple that I questioned whether or not they had anything on because the thong was so deep in.
Ooh.
And we all know I'm not a small fella. I think I could have curled up and been a cheek on one side. On some of them.
That's not what I want to see on a vacation.
Nah, but it is what it is. But our shuttle driver did not speak English. Which is fine by me.
Let's talk.
I don't have a conversation. But then he said something to us and said no. Then he felt compelled to use, I guess, his Google Translator to then show us on his phone. I'm working because my baby girl has cancer.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm so Joey, I said I'd have given him a much better tip if I wouldn't have seen that.
That's one of those situations is best case scenario, he's lying.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he's not.
Yeah.
And
So
either way, yeah, I get it. Well, maybe look, I'm guessing that they must play the odds, and over time, I guess that generates more.
yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but it's I don't know.
It's
I'm
a bit
just different,
heavy-handed.
but
It's a bit
no.
heavy-handed, and I'm
But
surprised you
one
didn't
of the
say. Yeah, I'm surprised you
yeah,
didn't ask for proof. Like
well, that's the whole thing. You can't speak English, so you feel I didn't ask why you were working.
yeah. I don't.
You
I
know,
assume it's because you need the money.
yeah, yeah. It's the
Juan, you know why I work? I need the money.
1,000%, 1,000%. I'd have retired decades ago. I wasn't working for pleasure.
Yeah, and there's no saying you can stay retired, right? You kind of go like,
Yeah.
hey. That's sort of my thing. I'm like, yeah, I got a feeling one day I'm going to retire, and then be constantly evaluating it. Like,
No, see, I got some little options. I got a buddy who owns he got a courier service
okay,
and has contracts with the hospital system, so he'll
cool.
deliver things between hospitals. So every now and then, he'll go. He said, he'll reach out, and he reached out one day last week, and I went, and it's like, hey, you got time? It's, yeah, whatever. And I'll just drive from Baton Rouge to Lafayette and back. Pay
That's
me,
funny.
pay me nicely. I'll sit and listen to the radio and podcasts and stuff.
I could see myself doing that. I could see doing
Dude,
that.
it's. Trust me, I told him. I said, heck yeah, man, I'm happy to
Driving.
do it.
Yeah, it's like because
I'm
annoying.
driving,
I get
yeah.
annoyed when I got to drive. I mean, I love going visit. Go back to Louisiana. It's the drive there that just
Right.
drives me crazy. But it's like, hey, if I was getting paid,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, getting
need to
paid.
start
Sitting
doing
around,
that. I need
listen
to
to
see
what I
how-
want.
I
Don't
need to
have to
see-
talk to people.
yeah, I need to see if I can find somebody. Need something brought from Houston to.
Exactly. To Thibodeau.
Till Thibodeau, food. That would be the way to
Somewhere. You can laugh yet. Get
be
you
the way to
halfway.
do it. So you were. I want to come back to the driving thing. I got something that's actually a driving subject, but okay. So you guys got to the
We
resort.
got to the resort. We got there early. I mean, our flight was like at 8:30 in the morning. It's a straight 2-hour flight. So we were checked in our room by noon. Um, First guy I met in the pool, oddest thing in the world. 'Cause everybody talks to everybody in the pool, and so there's a walk-up bar in the pool, so that's cool. That's my thing.
I want to challenge you on that. Everybody talks to everybody in the pool.
Not everybody talks to somebody. How about that?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Even
I
me.
don't like. It's
Even
like
me.
that old shirt. I don't think everybody was kung fu fighting. What I mean?
But there's a lot of conversations going on in the pool. Just Joey had a Canes hat on, and dude, I'm sending Todd Graves a note saying just that was the key of social engagement because
Really?
people from all over the country. Oh my God, there's Canes. Where you are? Where you from?
No fun. Oh, funny, right?
So I see a guy and he's got a Texas Longhorn hat on, and so I just said, "Hey man, how's Eli Manning gonna do? What you think?" And so we're going back and forth with that, and he said, "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "I live in Baton Rouge," and he said, "Oh, my daughter went to LSU," and the back and forth. And I said, "Oh, yeah." So really, I said, I grew up south of there. And he said, "Oh, wow, I went to Nichols."
No way.
And I said, "Get out of here." And
I was
so,
the
yeah,
king of nickels.
he played baseball at Nichols in the 90s.
Oh,
And said his first wife was a Terrio from Pierrepont.
okay.
I said,
Man, it's
"Get the
funny.
hell
It's
outta
funny
here."
how deep the stories get right off the bat. His first wife.
Yeah, but no, we didn't go to that. But then you hear another guy say, "Hey, wait, you went to Nichols? I'm from New Iberia."
Oh, geez. Well, yeah. I mean, it's we do get out every now and then, folks. I
Yeah,
mean,
So then there was a man who was proudly telling everybody that in 3 months he was going to be 99 years old.
no way.
And
He was in the pool.
he was in the pool. Every night I saw him in a little bar shooting pool. He was on vacation with his daughter,
She must have been 70.
at least mid to late. And she was out there. And again, this is, it's an adult resort, in that it's not for children.
It's called Breathless.
Yeah, so the showers in the bathrooms, basically, there's a curtain around it, but it's a glass shower all the way around.
You mean the one in your room?
In your room, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I was gonna go ask him what's their shower situation like. Said hopefully y'all got that curtain drawn.
Oh yeah.
But it felt like I describe it as he was the band and she was the roadie.
Oh yeah.
Because he would spark the conversation. And then she'd chime and she'd jump in. I mean, she looked like she was trying to pick up. She was in a bar drinking heavy.
Oh man. Well,
yeah.
One. Okay. I'm glad y'all. I hope you got it. I mean, you kind of walked up to the skeeziness on a couple of these things now, man. Let's see.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
But I was thinking
for
about
the
that.
most part, it's just real chill.
So the dude's 98, but I'm thinking your dad's what 90.
92.
92. I mean, you can easily see him hanging out in a pool at 98.
Not sharing a room though.
Well, this is true.
I'm assuming they shared a room. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows, man? You might have accumulated. The guy accumulated some kind of.
Yeah,
they've accumulated some kind of wealth over the years. I mean, that's an interesting father-daughter trip.
For that. Yeah, that's what I told my daughter. I said, all right, man, when I'm in my 90s, me and you.
Yeah, if I make 98,
yeah.
I don't know. Did he look, was he like walking?
He walked a little slowly. I mean, he kind of bent over.
I guess so.
He looked great for 98.
Well, but dude, if you're upright, you look great for 98. I mean,
yeah.
They keep saying that. Oh man, this generation, we're going to live to be, they're going to live to be 100. And why? What? Okay. Yeah. So again, I guess if you're still active and still have all your faculties and
but they did, because there were like there were shows and stuff that we went to at night, and I saw them there. Like there was a Queen tribute band, which was really good. Surprisingly to me, you took a cruise without the boats. What you did? Yeah, because there was one night there was a magic show.
Oh man.
But no, overall it was I mean, the resort was really nice. Fun people. They've got activities going on all the time. So even if you're just hanging out, there's stuff, they're playing beach volleyball and everything. And we did play gambling in the pool one time. They came out with like gaming tables that floated. So I played blackjack. And
you are officially freaking retired, Juan.
I am, man. I won $22,000 for $10.
Man. What'd you do in your first week of retirement? I'm in a pool in Cancun with a 98-year-old guy playing gambling.
Fake gambling.
While his mid-70-year-old daughter's trying to pick up in the
Yeah. So.
Well,
but it was good, man. It was good. We had a nice time.
Good deal. I spent my week between trying to breathe and sweating in my own home. Juan, so we had a slightly different. Slightly different week, but we'll see.
Well, it all pays the bills, man.
But at the upside. That's before we got on. I said, my 5-day paint job is entering day 8, and I just agreed to another dang near $1,000 extra for something else that
Yeah, like I tell people all the time, man. Everything in the house, $1,000.
Well, and it's one of these things. Look, and it's totally when the guy bid the job, and it's a big job, but we have a lot of our house was built at an era where they used a lot of wood paneling, especially like halfway. And I say paneling, it's not like paneling you think of like in 1980s, but a lot of oak, right? Well, guess what happens over the years with oak? It gets nicked, it gets scratched, it gets all these other things. So when the guy was bidding it, and he was talking about, we're going to have to, for this part, if we do this, we have to sand it, and it's a big process. And my wife thought, well, no, I've actually touched that stuff up in the past, and you don't really need to sand it. You just put a coat on it, and it's fine. And he was like, why would the 30-year-old professional painter know what he was talking about? So he just says, well, okay, so that's what he bid. And then today, you always know it's going to be fun when the owner of the company is at your house, right? To basically talk about stuff that, his his hired guys can't talk about it. So he's explaining. So I'm upstairs while he explains to me why, if you're going to do this, you got to sand everything. And Juan, when I say sand everything, as I talk to you right now, I just start hearing a hum above me. I mean, dude, the game room and the shelves they're doing, I mean, that gets a huge game room, a lot of wood. And they're putting up plastic everywhere now. And anyway, so I just bought myself another day and a half and, you know, of fumes and powder and, you know.
A day and a half for $1,000 in there.
Well, and, you know, he's good at what he does. You don't own a company without being able to talk. He says, Mr. Martin, I tell you, if you ask anybody to come in after the fact to do this job, they're going to charge you $3,000. I swear to you, they're going to charge you $3,000 to get set up and do all the stuff they have to do. While we're here, and that's basically what he's saying. They're here, they're doing it, and it made sense, you know. And I'm like, all right, whatever, bro. Let's just move this along. We were supposed to go straight from that job pretty much quickly to having everything downstairs painted. I'm thinking I'm pausing on that a little bit, man. I mean, I might be living with a few nicks and scratches around here for a while because it's incredible.
That's hard too because then what you're going to do? Live upstairs when they paint them downstairs?
Yep. And that's when you take your kitchen out of circulation and whatever. All right, Cry Me a River. First world problems, right, everybody? But earlier I said this, but you were talking about driving. All right. Found out a scam. I get so annoyed, Juan. It's a scam. And when I saw somebody talking about this, I went, I have seen this. Have you noticed, maybe, I don't know if it's around Baton Rouge, but man, it's all over where I live in Sugar Land and Houston. All of a sudden, there are more student drivers out there than you've ever seen before.
See, there's a couple of driving schools near where I live.
Here's the deal. They're popping up everywhere, and it's a scam. And I'm not going to give, because guess what happens? If you start this fake company and claim you are a driver's education, whatever, you deduct all the miles you drive, right? And that's what, and I'm not going to say the nationality, but let's say the podcast the guy was talking about, it was pointing out.
Yeah, I mean, you could operate a business at a loss.
Well, but that's why I see that crap everywhere, dude. And every time I see a car around here with student driver on board, there's never a student driver in it. So we are here. So let me just point this out. So I live in Fort Bend County, which they tell us, and I think it is, according to the census, we are the most diverse county in the United States of America. We really are. We have more, which also means we have the most fraudsters, the most people with no morals, I mean, don't get me wrong, not everybody, but man, if there's a scam, if there is figure out a way what ticks me off is like, man, I'm over here. Like, we're afraid. Their deductions I don't take. I know that I probably could because I just don't want.
Right, you don't want the scrutiny.
Exactly. Like I know flat out that I bet you I could save money or charge off things that I don't. But exactly right. I do not want to be that guy. I don't want to be audited. Not that I have anything. Like I'm one of these guys. If they audited me, I'd probably come out ahead. Right? I'd probably be like, oh wait.
Well, you may. I don't know that you'd come out ahead. They may tell you could have done something, but they're not going back. They're not going to refund. Bro, here's a deduction. We're going to give you that money back.
They're not going to say, hey, Dave, let me. But anyway, so those of you that may have noticed, if you're noticing a lot more student drivers out there, and wait, there's no students in that car. Do what I do and take a good look as you drive by them and see. See if that looks like an instructor. Chances are it's not. And even if they get pulled over and asked the question, they could just say, "Oh no, you're not always training." But that's what they're doing. They're scamming and deducting every mile they drive on their vehicles. And
that's a pretty high deduction. Because I've had mileage deductions before, and I think right now it's the IRS allowed is because my last job, if you drive your car, they pay you, I think it was 72 cents a mile.
Wow, it went up.
It used to be in the mid 50s. and I'm assuming that they weren't paying me more than they could deduct.
Yeah.
Because I have worked for a company that paid you severely less than they could deduct. And I know good and well they were taking the full mileage deduction on their taxes.
I started to 10 years ago when I started my own little thing, and it just got
It's
to
a
the
pain though,
it is a
because you
pain.
got to, you're supposed to track it, you know, in writing, which I guess that's the only way you could really
Oh,
do
you
it.
got an app. I used to have an app that supposedly
Yeah.
would do it, but it's still you still got to keep up with it, man. So hey, something happened. It's not good news, but it's interesting. It's of note. It's one of these like, oh, okay, that's a lesson. So when was this? Friday night into Saturday, and we had a lovely weekend actually. When we had dinner with family and everybody's great. So like I said, we haven't everything redone upstairs, so everything's emptied. We got stuff all over downstairs, and my garage has been filled for whatever. So I have to park my car in the driveway. And I'm in the habit when I park in my garage, I don't lock my car. Right. So, but I normally, if it's on the street or if in the driveway, I always lock it. Well, for some reason, I don't know. I was having too much fun. I don't know what happened Friday. Apparently, didn't lock my car.
Oh man.
I didn't realize this. All right. So I go up in the morning to go move vehicles out the way because the painters were coming on Saturday. And as I'm walking on my driveway, I see I think a Kleenex on the ground and some other stuff, and I'm like, the heck? This must have fallen out last night when we came back in. And I opened up my car, and it looked like it had exploded in there. So my car got hit.
You have
Everything's
cameras
done.
out front.
Didn't catch that one.
Yeah.
Don't overestimate your Ring doorbells, everybody. I'm gonna get to that. So I'm like, oh crap. And they got a couple things. They left a lot of stuff, but I'm not gonna get into details. But like, gosh darn it. So then I'm just like, God, you kind of sick. Like, what the heck? And then my wife's car was there. It was locked. Didn't right.
Yeah, I guarantee they pull the handle.
Oh no, listen. So I call. All right, let's do this. I call 911. Lovely. Shout out to Sugarland. They're amazing. The cops are amazing. So I talked to the nice lady. Man, within 5 minutes, I got a cop pulled up. And we start talking, starts doing the report, this and that. And he says, I'm going to drive around the neighborhood because if there's one of you, there's 10 of you. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Dude, my entire street. But here's the deal. And I don't think I could not believe how many people in my neighborhood don't lock their cars.
Wow.
One, two, three, four, five that I know had cars. And some of these cars are parked in driveways up the driveway, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen videos of it. And typically that's how it is. They hit a neighborhood.
That's what the cop said. So I started talking about it. And he says, no. And it was a young guy. And he says, no, I'm going to tell you exactly what's happened. It's there's a car a street or two away. He says they're always dressed in black.
Yeah, so you can't see them.
And he even said that. He says, one time we caught an idiot that had on red pants. I don't know why he
Well,
shared
they're
that.
dressed in black, and you'll see them when they're approaching. Their heads, they got a hoodie on. Their heads are down.
But so I ended up being the one walking around all the houses, just checking in with people and basically telling them. Because at first I thought, okay, well, surely everybody's going to be none of them. This is
That's what happens in our neighborhood, and people will post it on the neighborhood Facebook page, and then people will go check their cameras, and then you'll see, house to house to house, and again, walk from the sidewalk up the driveway, or just cutting through the front yard.
So that was an interesting way to start the Saturday. But and again, I was totally like one of my neighbors. The guys at Cancun, I've joked before about they spent $1 bajillion on that house. I mean, they're one of these people that came in and is like, man, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like this neighborhood, but I think you just like you way overpriced your house now. I mean, they get sold, but they've done lovely work. But that dude has a nice new truck sitting out on the street in front of his house, not locked. And he's like, yeah, I mean, they left my checkbook, they left gift cards.
Yeah, see, I knew guys who used to not lock their cars. This is decades ago, and they said they didn't want somebody to break in their car or bust their window to find out they had nothing in
Well,
the
that's San
car.
Francisco right now. San Francisco, they say that they just and people literally leave the windows down and sometimes even
Yeah, I've
leave the
seen
car.
like people with decals that said, the stereo has been removed from this car.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's on now. So I go around and while I'm talking to everybody, I have neighbors. One, I couldn't tell you their names. I mean, I could just wave. In fact, two over. First time I ever talked to this woman is when I'm out there telling her, yeah, your car got broken into. I mean, I can see it, right? And so we all got to meet the cop. But so I said, all right, it's on me now. I got everybody's number. I did a Google map thing, and I put I have little circles on all the houses that are on this text chain. The new neighborhood watch text chain, and all of this, boy, it's taking off. What's cool is they got three dads of young or teenage age type of kids, young and annoyed and aggressive, and I like that. I feel like I'm an old tribal. I'm an old tribal warrior with young guys now. I'm keeping them fired up. Like, all right, we got a new, not saying the new sheriff in town, but it's not a good time to be going down my street, Juan, after say 1 o'clock. You are going to be surveilled and
Hell yeah.
likely confronted. But that's it. So I got to meet all. I got to meet some neighbors I didn't necessarily need to meet.
There you
But
go. Now y'all are banding together.
boy, I tell
That's
you.
what neighbors do, man.
But I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna guess we're gonna get a little bit better at locking cars, though. I mean, good.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, like I said, I was probably I was more stunned by that than being broken into because my neighbor, who's one up from me, he's had stuff stolen before, but he sometimes forgets his garage door open,
Yeah.
right? And his truck is in the garage, not locked, and
Well, yeah. I'll talk before. This is 15 years or 12, 15 years ago where somebody broke into my house during the middle of the day because we used to have a cat and I would leave. It was an outdoor cat, but we would put food in the garage. So I would leave a crack in the garage and somebody belly crawled under that door and
yep.
kicked in my garage door, stole 2 TVs from my house and all kind of other stuff.
Boy, now it'd be like TVs are the least of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
depends how fast you want to go. I try to keep stuff hidden that you wouldn't,
But they had, look, I had a Apple or a MacBook sitting on my dining room table that they didn't take, and
Really?
that showed that that can be tracked
Huh?
because we had a kid in the neighborhood one time who, I don't know, young, 16 years old, got drunk and walked around tugging on car doors and stole stuff,
Really?
and including an iPad. And as soon as he turned on the iPad, the owner was able to track it. And so he got busted that way. And then in trying to do the right thing, he told the cops all the cars in the neighborhood, not just that he stole from, but that he pulled on the door handle. And if they were locked, it's still a crime. And so he got charged with
wow.
multiple counts of whatever the theft is and multiple counts of attempted breaking and entering or whatever that law is. So,
Well, I would normally feel sorry for somebody, but I guess not.
no, I felt bad for his family because his dad made calls to people in the neighborhood to say, I want you to know my son did this. And I said, dude, you can take nothing from me. You don't have to own up to that. And he said, no, you're my neighbor. I want everybody to know.
It's annoying, man. It's like, yeah, when you get, you feel it's a violation, right? You just everybody, and some people live in areas where it's just, that's like it's any day that ends in a Y. And I read stuff here. Like we have neighborhoods all around us, and you kind of get, it's not hoity, but there's certain neighborhoods that like, yeah, there's always. That's why I don't even want to look at the neighborhood app and that kind of crap. It's like, golly, is everybody getting? Every night there's something getting stolen somewhere. I feel for the cops, and I can see how if I was a cop, or just like this guy, this young cop that was out here, I forget his name, I'd give it, but he was great. But that was his entire morning, and boy, it's hot as all get out here in the morning.
That's it. When they broke in our house, it was they came and they dusted for fingerprints all over them. They were there for hours. And I said, "Are you thinking?" I said, "I'm not thinking you finding any of this stuff."
No, no. Same
He
with the
said,
cars.
Probably not.
Well, like same with the cars. Everybody you walk up to with the cars, like did you move anything? Did you touch it? I'm like, yeah, everybody is. What's your first response when you walk up to your car and your car's been broken into?
Right. You go grab the door handle.
Well, what you start doing is you start digging around
Right. See what's been taken.
and then you can't remember what you had in there, right? And so yeah, so
Yeah, like I'll joke when they, in addition to the TVs, they stole a leather jacket that I had, but it was in September, and I didn't notice until December when I went to look for the jacket.
we had some really good friends too. You said I think it was similar to that. They used to keep their garage door partly open, and but the thing was with them, I think they kept it partly open, and then they had the door. They weren't in the habit of locking the door that led into, it's an attached garage.
Yeah.
Mine's detached. You bring it in my garage, I guess you can get whatever you want in the garage,
Yeah.
but you're not getting into my house. And then I definitely got you on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took a while, the stuff that they stole, but then we're pretty sure it was a yard crew looking thing. Like people would drive around looking like it's because that's the other thing. They got yard crews everywhere. If I'll bet you outside on my street right now, you're going to find several yard crews, or at least looking like yard crews, and that's what they would do. They would go in there and they have a trailer with them to load up and get on out. Anyway, not to bring everybody down, but it's an upside. Everybody, again, you go,
Well, here I got some uplifting stuff.
lesson learned.
This was last week, not 2 days ago, but the weekend before. One of those days, we've talked before that this is the time of year that there's absolutely no sports worth watching. But I don't know if there's such a thing as ESPN 8, the Ocho, or if it's just what they call it when they're showing like minor, like off the
Started
cuff
as a joke with the movie
sports.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So they show things like dodgeball and cornhole. A sport that I had never heard of, fling golf. FLING. So basically, it's played on a regular golf course, and you got a golf club, but instead of having a head on the club, it's got what looks like a small wiffle ball basket,
Okay. Yeah.
and you just freaking fling the regular golf ball.
I bet y'all could play that
Yeah,
a lot better than I could play golf.
And this was a skills course. So, you had some of the top rated wiffle ball people. I mean, fling golf people playing this.
First of all, there's no such thing as, okay, I'm sure
Right,
it's a
it's what's your day job, bro? So for putting, on the back side of the little basket is just the flat edge. So you use that to putt.
all right. So
basically all you need
it's
is one club.
it's a one club.
Yeah. So a lower investment than golf.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also have to have a golf club. Yeah, I'm sure it's a bunch of public courses that are maybe struggling that'll let you play. There's no way in the world.
Yeah, you're not going to someplace.
Dude, I guarantee you,
green fees.
even Ellendale and Homeland is not letting you get on there with your freaking lacrosse looking tools to go play some weird. But it's fling,
it's like each person, they would, the top ranked person, and I said, of course they are.
fling. I think I'm the 70th ranked national player in fling. But yeah,
but it was.
sounds like one of those resorts you go to, Juan. Fling.
Hey, it could
Breathless.
be
Secrets.
Breathless, fling. Yeah,
Fling.
it could have been what was going on at Secrets. I don't know.
Oh, good.
My new favorite athlete is Sophie Cunningham, even though I've never watched her play a game.
That's everybody's new favorite athlete. She somehow jumped Caitlin Clark, not being as talented, because Caitlin Clark is still right, and she's super talented and for some reason hated by
Right, but it started off that like Sophie was like the enforcer.
It's right.
Yeah, you take her out, I'm gonna take you out.
The enforcer Barbie. And she also, and she's, those of you who don't know, we're talking about Sophie Cunningham. She's got to be tall. I mean, she's got to be 6'1", 6'2", maybe.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, she's very tall, very attractive.
Lovely, lovely young lady. And I want to believe, Juan, and I could be wrong, but again, if I'm wrong, I'm not lying. I'm just wrong. But I think when she was in high school, she was one of these young ladies who kicked football.
Yeah, at some point she kicked for football.
So she's been a jock her entire life, and I don't care who you are, if you're on a football field, she's tough. But then what's cool about her is, by what we think is cool about her, she doesn't take crap from,
Right.
she doesn't play the game as far as what you're supposed to, and what are you, and she's
you'll give her some, she'll give you twice as much back.
She's very open now with the males,
Right, with the whole gender thing, with
the whole gender. Well, you said that yourself, man. You got a daughter who swims D1 collegiate, who by the way set a state record this past week.
That's right, man. She did multiple new records, but go ahead for her.
Okay, yeah. So you'd be annoyed if all of a sudden,
right, somebody's there, again,
some dude,
and so someone asked her. It's not that she's going out and being some big, antagonist. Somebody asked her if she was, what she thought about it, if she felt the same as she did years ago, and she said, yeah. I think girls' sports should be protected, and it should be fair. And then so some girls dressed and had a sign thanking her. Now there's rallies and protest and counter protest. And so she's getting slammed for that.
But she's also making, but here's the deal. She's also making money. And
heck yeah.
Good for her. She got a shoe. Apparently, is it Adidas? I don't want to tell
Adidas. I think she's got an Adidas deal.
Sold out. In the first few hours, they sold out of her. Heck, I'd buy her shoe. I mean, what the heck? I mean, good on you, Sophie. And she also got, I don't even know if we talked about this before, that now it's just one of the best memes, that pointing thing.
Finger pointing thing. Yeah.
That finger pointing thing when that thug from the other team was trying to intimidate. Don't point at me. Really? Yeah. And just kept that point going for like 15 seconds.
Not a word.
That's perfect.
I'll point you down.
That's perfect. Perfect.
But I think my favorite or least favorite, depending on how you look at it, was when somebody asked her coach about it and what was her feelings about male athletes and transgender in sports. And the coach said, "I'm really not educated on that."
Yeah, their coach is a moron. He really is. She is. She is. I mean, she just is. She's just showing it again now. She's the same person. It's weird, man. I don't even.
You can say, "Look, I'm not getting into that."
I don't even. Here's what's funny. I guess it was last year. Was Caitlin Clark's first year, or was it the year before? I forget now. It might be 3 years.
I think this is her third year.
Okay. Well, the first year she came in, we were all like, "Hey, we're gonna watch the WNBA. Look at this. This is kind of interesting. We've got somebody who we actually want to watch. They're having to expand. They were normally playing in these little tiny gyms. They were having to go to colleges and even NBA arenas.
They've got even the viewership massively expanded
because of Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, because and now
there's proof of it. The All-Star game that Caitlin Clark played in last year compared to the non-Caitlin Clark All-Star game last year, skyrocketed.
Well, and can we agree on something, by the way? And it's me, but at least I'm consistent on this. Angel Reese is just,
dude, that's garbage.
Oh my gosh!
And I liked her when she played at LSU.
I know you did. You and I were, back and forth, and I was like, I just think she's a thug from the start.
Everything is about race, and I don't like, as much as I love the NFL, I don't like the fashion show for NFL players, the pregame fashion show.
No, take those cameras off. Yeah. I don't
want. I love Joe Burrow. I don't like Joe Burrow going with the
Joe Burrow. I feel bad about Joe Burrow when he's walking in. I'm thinking, dude, you spent too much time worrying about what you were going to wear today.
Right. That's my whole thing.
You go and play an NFL game. You're going to play an NFL game. You know what I want? I want you to just show up in jeans or sweats and go.
Right.
Show up like you're going to work. Not like you spent.
Show up in a wife beater. I don't care. I'm good.
100%. No, but did you see during the week where Reese and then what was her name, Paige Bueller, whatever?
They
made a bet. No. Her and a player, like on thing, they were like betting like a $400 bet on the game. They were playing against each other. Yeah. And then the WNBA came out and said, it was the post was meant in jest and blah blah blah. And I'm like, other sports you are suspended or thrown out for a year, 2 years, forever. And these morons are making a bet on their game that they're playing in, but it's okay. It's different sets of rules. They get to do it, I guess, but so I don't know how I went down with that path. Oh, you asked about, you said something about Sophie.
Yeah. Well, they did come out actually with what do they call? Did they call it Bayou Barbie? Barbie has come out with a Barbie doll, or Angel Reese.
No, no. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop. Who's buying that?
I don't
Now
know.
that USAID is gone, because we're realizing that too, that that USAID was that non-government NGO,
the Democratic funding
that
source.
ever since they shut that down or crippled it.
Democrats are struggling.
Oh man,
for
all
money.
the protests are down, the riots are down. There's no rap music in on the top 40. Country music all of a sudden. Ella, what's her face is like she's the new Taylor Swift.
There's the Bidens have no more money.
Oh my gosh, it's on. I was even seeing something today that in South America and the various Americas, all the protests and riots and everything are down since they shut. Our tax dollars have been used for a couple decades
Well, that's
now.
and I saw a meme over the weekend where
To
it
fund
said
unrest.
Hillary Clinton lost the election. The Clinton Foundation went away.
Ain't that amazing?
When Biden lost the election or pulled out, now they're saying they've got no more money.
Amazing.
His son says he has zero assets, doesn't own a cell phone, doesn't own a TV.
Oh, that's what's his face?
What's his
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Because he owes millions of dollars to his attorneys. And they thought that the Democratic fundraisers were going to back that, and they didn't. The only thing he has is his paintings, and they're not really worth anything. And it's really, a couple of years ago, they were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
He's getting $500,000 for paintings.
Yeah, and now they're worth nothing. USAID gets shut down. The Democratic Party has to put a second mortgage on their headquarters.
It's interesting. You'd almost think that some of that money was just being funneled, Juan.
It's odd, man. And typically, past presidents get speaking fees in excess of $400,000. Oddly, Joe's not getting booked.
Poor Joe. I'd pay. You know, it's funny.
I'd pay to go see Joe.
I'd pay $100 to go sit and just say, I want to see this.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd pay a little extra to get a front row seat so I could see. Yeah.
I want to see what's going on here. I want to. You mentioned something with basketball. I actually had this basketball. Part of clearing up everything here and moving boxes, and I find these gyms, Juan, and this makes me going back to old times. All right, people used to put in work. People used to write. People like reporters used to report. Dude, this is. I'm guessing it was either in the Fouche Gazette or maybe the Daily Comet. Back in the day, and then hold it up right there, and the headline was Halter Marine tips Galliano in Biddy play. This is Biddy Basketball. Okay. Now I guess it was All Stars, Juan. Okay, it was All Stars, so it's a big deal.
Were y'all playing against the team from Halter Marine, or just
I don't know. It says
by Halter Marine?
I guess Halter Marine was such a sponsor. I
was gonna say they didn't let the shipbuilders go play against Biddy Basketball.
No, but it was Lockport. All right, so it starts off, and shout out whoever this guy Dudley Gautreaux was. So Dudley Gautreaux, he's LRD #1 sports director. Dude, you know how big they must have? The Fouche Recreational District #1 sports director. That's back when papers had some people working for him.
Bruh, yeah, who's #2?
One.
Oh, LRD was the District 1. Okay,
yeah, I'm reading this one, and I am flashing back. Y'all, I was 10 years old. All right. Starts off, and look, this guy's writing. Controlling the game throughout, Halter Marine's Biddy All-Stars. The fact that they were called the Halter Marine Biddy All-Stars, though, is like, that was like NIL. We had NIL back in 1975.
They bought your T-shirt for you.
So, All-Stars of Lockport handed the Galliana Stars. Now, let me say, this is the older Stars, not my Stars. These were the older two. 67-43 setback at the junior high gym. That's a butt kicking they put on our guys before a packed house, Juan. I do remember this. It was a packed house in Lockport. A lot of bad blood. Apparently, a lot of bad blood between Central Lafourche and South Lafourche. The Boatmen sponsored stars. Oh, their name was the Boatmen, dude.
Nice.
Man, Halter was all over the NIL back then. Got off to an early lead as Eric Hill, whoever that guy was, pumped in three. They started playing. And then John Gautreau, who controlled the boards, he was a problem. I'm pretty sure I remember this guy, John Gautreau. Hey, John, I hope you're alive. I hope you're out there. That dude was a problem, man. That guy
he was controlling the game.
He played some ball, man.
He showed up in his Sunday best.
Yeah, he scored all. He led all scores with 25 points, and then blah blah blah. Pete Alario, even though they said Alario, so Pete. If Pete's out there, they got your name spelled wrong in the paper. I'm going to apologize for that. Who hit from all angles? You got to love this. The dude is reporting on a freaking Biddy basketball game like he was the NBA. He led all stars with 20 points, and Wayne Charpentier added 6. That's almost an afterthought. That's not a balanced attack there, Juan. If Pete's got 20 points and the next high scorer's got 6.
He was giving Alario a breather.
I think Pete, I think you might have been hogging the ball too much, my man. Pete could shoot, though. Pete was a lefty. He had a beautiful form, man. I remember Pete. All right. But here's the deal, Juan. In the first game of the night, that's what everybody's waiting to hear about. In the first game of the night, between the 9 and 10-year-olds, Galliana came out on top. That would be us, 41-27. All right,
man, that's a lot of points for little kids.
Listen, we didn't have a 3-point. We didn't have 3-point back then either. Lockport
we got shooting a 10-foot goal or 6.
No, these were 8.5-foot goals.
All right,
8.5-foot goals. So, dude, we're 10 years old. But here's the point. Lockport. I don't remember that. I remember this game. They were up. Let's see. They were up 21-12 at halftime. 21-12. They were kicking our butts, right? But the second half proved to be their downfall as they were outscored 29-6. We put it on them, bro. Right?
Man, that was
Juan, you might
probably had a couple players suspended from something for the first, suspended for the first half.
Listen, you may be sitting there thinking, that seemed like you may be wondering, well, how did Galliana come back? Well, look, thank you. Dudley Gautreau is reporting. He said the Galliana press in the second half made the difference. I remember these guys. John Perry, let's see, with 8, Tony Breaux with 6, and Tom Hodson. You remember that name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Screaming the microphone.
Yeah. Not the first time I've had the better of Tommy Hodson on a basketball court. I just want to say that.
For those of you who don't know, Tommy Hodson, solid career at LSU, and I think
4-year starter. He was a 4-year starter at LSU.
Decent career in the NFL.
And he played. Yes, that's correct. That's right. He was actually with the Saints for a while too. All right. So hey, this was not his night. Okay. Tommy Hodson had 7 points for the Galliana Stars. That would be Stephen Redding and Dave Martin. Even though they just put our initials, we each had 8 points.
All right.
Shout out to Clint Bellinger, C. Bellinger, Kurt Schwess, and Bobby Schwess each had 7. That was a very balanced attack, Juan.
I was gonna say, and Tommy obviously wasn't a ball hog like that, like Steve.
That's right. That's no, like Pete. Pete was
whatever.
Yeah. But there you go. So it's all these years later, Juan. And shout out to I saw an interview with Jacques Doucet and Tommy Hodson a while back. I thought about that. I said, oh man,
they should have called in and read that. Remember when we played that Biddy basketball game?
Remember that? Remember when y'all were killing us at halftime? Didn't work out. Didn't work out because we were balanced between Steven and me and Kurt and Bobby and Clint. There you go.
Yeah, that's funny.
I hope all you guys are still alive.
So my wife is, I don't know, she decided she'd declutter it, and she found a box of my stuff, which is, I quickly recall that it was stuff that when we downsized, I gave up going through because it was like, stuff like that, memory lane, and it was going to take me forever to go through it. But I pulled a couple things off the top of it, and I found an old Daily Comet from the mid 80s back. And I've talked about this when I testified or went to the public hearing on closing the bars at 2:00. So I'll bring that up next time so I can read from that.
Juan was doing his civic duty.
That's right, doing my deal, trying to
out there fighting to keep the bars.
I was out there fighting the fight for the small businessman.
And insulting cops while you did it.
And
as I
assaulting
recall.
cops. That's the quote that's in the paper. So
That's well, talk about insulting. We all should have been insulted. It's funny. It's good on us, Juan, that we didn't lead with this, because most weeks we'd have probably led with this. But over the past week, what was the biggest spectacle on TV? Anthony Fauci.
Oh, yeah. See, I was out of town for that.
Anthony Fauci he had to testify in front of the Senate committee. He didn't testify squat under the advisement of my counsel.
I find those things entertaining, but I also find them a waste of time. But I don't think this one was that. Yeah, the dude had been granted blanket immunity.
Right.
Could at least answer the question.
Supposedly. And here's the deal. There's a challenge on whether or not the immunity he was granted, because here's something we've learned. If ever Trump does something, and who came before Trump? I guess the last Republican before Trump would have been Bush. If they do something, the courts all of a sudden decide, oh no, presidents can't do that. Even though presidents have done it forever, you can't do that. But then apparently anything Biden or Obama did, it's 100%. You can just, right?
Fine. We don't even need to think about it. What's the name? Biden, Obama? Oh, it was good.
Yeah. So Biden comes around and gives him a pardon going back just miraculously right before the funding started for the Wuhan lab. And it's just one of these get out of jail free things. Like you just, so others have said, well, that should be challenged, because that is not any way, shape, or form constitutional. Even though presidents have great authority, you can't do that. You can't. Right.
You're usually pardoning somebody from something that they have done. Or been convicted of.
And what has come out here, those of you that may be thinking, hey, whatever, it's old news and should stop, understand something. The reason it came out, and by the way, Rand Paul, who I'm not a fan of, I don't really dislike him, but he's a lot of talk. He talks about a lot of stuff. A lot of these senators, I get annoyed. They talk a big game. They write, they put out tweets. They go on Fox News and talk about all the stuff. And they never do anything, right? But apparently Fauci, I don't even know the level of narcissism that I guess when you get into your late 70s, 80s, and everybody's kissing your butt. He was like a fangirl. He loved being famous, and he was keeping a diary.
Right, and that's what brought it all back into the forefront.
But not only was he keeping a diary, he was keeping it on official government, I guess, equipment. And I want to say he might even had his assistant or an assistant do it. Like he literally was keeping a personal diary on government time, but on government. That's how Rand Paul got his hands on it. Yeah. And it is insane. Besides the sadness of how much he was in love with being on TV, and Julia Roberts is in love, right. He's name dropping all the celebrities. But what he also
gave you the sense of, people who just go out and mass shooting because they want to be famous.
Right. Yes, you're right.
And it was obvious that he was enamored by and infatuated with his own fame.
He would talk about doing the Fauci 5, meaning he would be on all 5 morning shows and that kind of stuff. So the guy,
not just his, the respect for the job he is doing, just literally the fame.
Right. Beyond that, and the more troubling part of this is it becomes obvious, even though we all kind of knew it, but it becomes obvious through his own words that he knew he was lying. The things, so y'all, all this stuff was a lie. The mask stuff, lie. Totally made that up.
6 feet stuff.
6 feet stuff that destroyed businesses, destroyed schools.
Right, and that's why, to me, it's important.
Yes, 100%.
Countless people lost their businesses, lost their life savings because of this.
Talk to anybody in education who is now trying to teach kids who were in, 1, 2, 3, 4 years old during that time, who didn't, they looked at masks, the time you're starting to form, learning to read.
I got a great nephew who was born at the beginning of the COVID thing, and his parents were very strict on you had to be around them with a mask. And very smart kid, but had to go through speech development or whatever, speech therapy. And I wholeheartedly believe it's because in those formative years, everybody around him had masks on.
So that's the point. And then let's not even talk about they knew. And look, you wanted to go down, get people all mad. The whole thing with the vaccines, they knew early. Hey, man, best case scenario, they don't work.
Yeah.
Best case. Best case scenario, they don't work. Worst case scenario, really, really bad stuff. And they sat on it. Same thing with the ivory. Look, and everybody that was accused of being, a lunatic because you're not following the quote unquote experts, well, they just basically shown the experts were lying, especially that guy. Okay. Ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, guess what?
Yeah.
They're not miracles, but they worked. They
Yeah.
worked. They were able to help people get through stuff, which is what you do basically for a flu. There's no cure for the flu. You just try to control the symptoms, and your body takes care of it. And then it lets it get. So anyway, and he just sat there and he took the fifth. He would take the fifth when they asked him what day of the week it was. And by the way, I'm not impressed by the senators. Hey, all of you guys can. One of them even dropped an F-bomb. One of them even said,
that's the new thing.
Yeah. Just who the bleep do you think you are? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Even though technically, I guess I agree that you're going after somebody who needs to be going after, by dropping an F-bomb sitting there in the Senate, you just devalued.
Yeah.
Like, I take you less serious. I take you less serious if
yeah, it's like, you're trying to be relatable by cussing.
That's not well. So anyway, we may follow up on that as it goes. Anthony Fauci. So who knows what's going to happen? Probably nothing's going to happen to the guy. But you know what else he was doing? He was getting grants. He was getting awards. They were funding the government, whatever agency and stuff were funding awards that he ended up winning personally, like hundreds of thousands of dollars of awards to the great man who was saving. Unbelievable.
Saving us all.
Unbelievable. So
I saved myself during that time. Me and no mask, no shot, just did it all.
But time to get out of here. I'm going to close on one. Something annoying that happened this week. I say annoying, but I'm a good guy and I did something but I'm still annoyed. We went in at a restaurant in Richmond, a place called Gino's, I think, Italian place. Cool place. Very good. Shout out, best pizza I think I've had in whatever. They know what they're doing, right? It's Gino's Pizza Joint or whatever. And we met the owner, lovely lady. Her parents, I guess, are from Italy. So we had a bonding thing there.
Wow.
She was all, so we were all, okay. Nice old building, very well done. Shout out, super nice place. The bathrooms are both male, female. There's only two bathrooms. It's not like a male and a female. It's just unisex bathrooms. But again, very nice. You open up very nice. But it's an old building.
Not a community bathroom. You just come in here,
Correct. So in there, even there, there's a sign. There's a sign on the wall that says, this is an old building. Please only put toilet paper in the toilets, right? Now, those of you that have common sense, you know why. Toilet paper breaks down, you can flush. But here's the deal. If you're not trusting that, they also had in there these, the old, when you went to school, remember these brown towels, these fold, they still have them, but like that, I always associated that with the school system. That's where you always, all right, those things don't break down.
Right, I was going to say it's the heart of your paper towel.
It's like cardboard. It's like thin cardboard, right? Well, they also have those near the sink, so that's your hand towels. I'm waiting to go to the restroom. Dude comes out ahead of me, all right? Not going to describe him, don't need to. I'll send you a picture. That's fine. I don't think he did anything terrible in there, right? But I go to use the restroom, and I look down, and there are these brown towels floating in the toilet. I'm like, oh, wait, what the, what do I do? Well, so I take, and it looked like it was clean water, right? It didn't look, I wasn't going to.
Probably washed his hands, threw the towels in the
towels in the, but here's, so I'm like, so I take the, on the side of it, there's a plunger and there's also like a cleaner thing. So I took it and I kind of, I'm doing plumbing work. I pull.
You're doing janitorial work.
Janitorial. So I pull the towel out, put it in the garbage can, drip in, put it in the garbage can, try to flush the toilet won't flush. So I don't know how many towels this idiot did before. So now I got the plunger out. And I'm in this because I just met the nice owner of the place and I feel like guilty. Dude, I was plunging in that thing for a good minute. I think I gave myself a blister. Plunging in a restaurant. Finally got it worked out, though. And then me being me, I walked out. I said, I need to talk to the owner. And then I pointed to the guy that did it. She didn't make a big deal. She didn't do anything, and he didn't know what I was doing.
Said, I want you to stick your hands on that dude's food.
I just said, hey, I don't know what country that guy's from. I don't know how he was raised. I don't know if he can even read.
Maybe he can't read English.
Maybe not, because he sure didn't read the sign that said, please don't put anything in there. But I've been plunging for the last couple minutes in there to get, and I made sure everybody at my table turned around and knew the guy that put those brown paper towels in the toilet.
That's hilarious. I can send you a picture of a sign that I took in Mexico that you can share with this guy. It's a little more involved than that. But it's basically got a check mark, a poop emoji, and a toilet. Then it's got toilet paper, going into the trash can. Ew. So yeah,
is that how they do it there?
I'd say this was a place we did an excursion, and it was in their bathroom.
Okay, I might need some instructions on that.
Yeah, it's like that's no, thank you.
That's what I said. I just hope I can hold it. No, we can't hold anymore, man. We've blown.
That's right, bro. Get out of here.
We got to push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to the magic tape up in the sky. We hope it did. Y'all, if you want to reach us, not hard to do. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And
right here.
Right here. You did it. Do it again. Did it. Do it again. Maybe by next week we'll have we'll be back. Oh, at least my side will be back to normal. I'll do it. That's weird. I guess this is the 260 something of these, that's the first time I got that backdrop.
But you know what? I think originally you didn't have the blue curtain. I think you originally had a different color.
I did have a different, but that was in my office. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Next time I'll set up in the garage. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, or implication. Y'all, it is a freaking mandate.
It's a freaking mandate, bro. You got to do it.
Live your best life. Some days are great. Some days you're hanging out in the pool with 98-year-old guys at whatever.
And big bootied women.
Big booty women at Breathless. Some days you wake up in the morning to find out that somebody broke into your car.
Yeah.
Of course, I made it easy for them by leaving it unlocked. It doesn't excuse it, though.
Well, is it really breaking, or is it just unlawful entry?
I don't know. I'd like to shoot the guy next time, but we'll see. I'll be about
you'd like to lawfully kill him.
Yeah. I wish I had something that was traceable. Well, anyway, we'll figure that part out. But anyway, hey, whatever. Great day. Try to do it again. Bad day, y'all. Suck it up. Tomorrow's a better day. Gonna get there. Sooner or later, I'm not gonna have paint fumes in my house. I'll be able to breathe in this house again. See, I'm looking forward to that. But anyway,
something. See, got good things to happen.
Good things to look forward to. Or the fumes will get worse, and I'll be high anyway. So
you won't care.
Won't care. It's bad when the owner of the paint place, painter company, called us one night and said, "Hey, y'all don't light any candles in there tonight." He seriously said that.
What? Oof.
Yeah, those fumes are flammable, man. Don't light any candles in that room. I'm like, it wasn't gonna, but gee,
yeah, I'm just scared now.
How dangerous is that? Well, anyway, all right. So we're gonna get on out of here, guys. You guys have a fantastic one, and we should see you again next week. Until then, be good. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So unlike me, my wife, liked to communicate with people who didn't speak English, and some who did. Like we are riding in a shuttle. We're going on a excursion, and the dude obviously doesn't speak English. Joey asked him if he spoke English, and he does the poquito. So then she proceeds to ask him in English if most of the vans there are standard transmission, or manual transmission, because his was.
I got you.
And I said, do you think this freaking dude understands manual transmission of all the, that's what he got. And then when we're going to the airport, it's the same thing. She tells the guy it's a big airport, and he doesn't speak English. And so she goes, muy grande, muy grande. And I said, why do you care? Do you think that dude? But then my favorite is when we're, and this is coming home, when we're in the airport and we're checking in, she keeps trying to say little things in Spanish to this dude who speaks English. And I said, this dude spent his whole life trying to learn English so he could get this job behind the counter in the airport. And you sitting here giving him numbers and everything, in the very limited Spanish that you can speak. You don't think that's frustrating to this man?
Un poquito.
Yeah, poquito. And like I said, I just went, yeah.
You know what'll stop that? When they turn around and just hit you with a bunch of Spanish and you have to go,
yeah. So
no.
it's, say what you want or look at me. I just raise my hands and shake my head.
You say English and they say un poquito, that basically means no, none at all.
Yeah, none.
None.
So
None useful.
yeah,
None useful.
I understood you asking me if I speak English. That's it.
Yeah,
Like me, I can say no habla español.
I guarantee you were the only Juan in Cancun that didn't speak Spanish.
Bruh, I introduce myself as Juan all the time.
My name is Juan.
Yeah. So then this young Spanish chick who worked there, she was like one of the, I don't know, they got people out there like by the pool and stuff, and they're doing all the activities. She called us Juanito and Joe. Juanito and Joe.
Juanito and Joe.
Yeah. So.
Juanita.
It's over. Go home.